How many of you can remember the days when you had to wait 7 to 14 business days to receive something in the mail? How many of you can remember the days when you visited someone's house and they did not have a microwave? How many of you can remember the days when you had to call your friends on your house phone and you got the busy signal when you dialed, or when you had to go and knock on someone's door to see if they were available, if they could come outside, or when you actually had to meet your friends in person? Society has programmed us as a whole, as a people, to have too much access to everything, to expect everything like this. Society has programmed us to depend on so many things outside of us to where you forgot your powers. You forgot all that you are capable of. I haven't seen it this week, and mainly because I'm not allowing it to come across any of my social media feeds, and I'm limiting my amount of consumption this week. But on so many platforms, so many different channels, fear is being placed into people for of what is to possibly come in the future. You know, we had the fear of food shortages and whatever other shortages they wanted to place fear in us about. And Spirit placed on my heart this morning as I was going for a walk that we depend so much on so many things outside of us to where we feel as if we are incapable of providing everything that we need to ourselves. And we have come to believe that you that we cannot live without certain things. Have you ever left your home without your cell phone and you fucking panicked? Yo, I can remember a few times I left my home without my cell phone, and those days ended up being the best days of my life. The best days of my life. And I'm guilty of it too, right? Panicking at times when I leave my cell phone at home. You know, I tell myself, oh, I have a child in school now, and I want her school to be able to reach out to me. As if they do not have my job number. The way that parents feel today about my child needs to have a phone in school. Did you have a phone in school growing up? Did your parents just trust that you were okay? Yes, they did. The only thing that I don't like today with schools, and that makes me consider to give my youngest child a cell phone in school, is how they won't allow parents to go past the vestibule in the schools, and all of these fucking lockdown drills and shit because of the programmed mass shootings, because all of that shit is fucking programmed. Go argue with your mama if you want to disagree, okay? But that's the only thing that makes me consider wanting to give my child a cell phone. But we've become so accustomed to having everything right at our fingertips to where we forgot that there was a time where we lived without any of these things and we fucking survived. I see the posts, some days, or I've seen them before, where they say, oh, us millennials, we're the last people who grew up without cell phones, actually socialized outside with our friends, played with them. We did some shit that where we basically risked our lives and there was no footage of it. We watched, the internet come into play with the dial-up and all of that, and now we are in the age of these cell phones and feeling as if we can't live without this shit. Go a day without it. Be present. Live again. Learn who you are. Socialize with people. Interact. Please. Like, please. Because the more they can program you, the more they can disconnect you from yourself, and the more, or rather, the less you believe in you, the less you know what you are capable of, the more you feel like you need items outside of you that you are not going to be able to take with you when you leave this realm. I'm coaching a young lady, and she has a very bad shopping habit. And we know that she has this shopping habit, that it is a trauma response because of how she was raised. You know, her parent dipped out on her. She was raised by other family members, and because she's of mixed ethnicities, um, she wasn't accepted in her town that was predominantly Caucasian. And she doesn't realize how she's healing that trauma by lessening the amount of shopping of materials that she won't even use, you know. But I share this as an example to say all of the material shit is not filling that void that you have within. Because there are so many people who want the designer shit, who want a whole bunch of items, who have homes full of a whole bunch of shit that is meaningless. Like, meaningless. You're searching for something outside of you that can only be found inside of you, right? You've been programmed to believe that these things are going to fulfill you, and for every piece that you purchase, for every material item that you buy, you still feel empty. Stop giving in to their shit, yo. Learn who you are. Observe your habits. Discover where you picked up these beliefs and these behaviors. Shed them. You can shed them. You want all of this stuff outside of you because you have not yet discovered your purpose. And I'm telling you, you have purpose. We all do. We have to get back to learning how to be self-sufficient as well as interdependent. You have something that I need, and I guarantee you, I have something that you need as well. We don't need all of the material shit that they tell us that we need outside of us. We really don't.